Good morning, welcome to Golden Hour. My name is Camilla and we have a morning vinyasa flow together to wake up the body and feel our best for the day ahead. We're going to come to a seated position in front of our mat. Can be nice today to have 2 blocks if they're available to you, maybe 2 books, something like that you can rest your hands on. If not, we'll make do without. So arriving in your seated position, you can start to close the eyes, sitting tall, thinking about grounding down through the sit bones and simultaneously growing longer, lighter through the top half of your body, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Noticing your breath in and out through your nose. Starting to establish breathing all the way down to the belly, diaphragmatic breathing. So from the navel all the way to your nostrils. And exhaling nostrils down to navel. In this class, let's see if we can remain present on the mat. In the morning, we have a whole day ahead of us. So we have full to-do lists, thinking about yesterday, thinking about later today. To see if we can leave all that for now, knowing that if it's important, we will remember it. Just being here, feeling your hands on your knees, feeling your clothing on your skin. See if you can notice your heart beating in your chest. Slowly blinking open the eyes. We're going to start with some Sufi circles. So imagine there's a box around your torso. We're going to bring our torso over to the front right corner of the box. Front left corner, back left corner, right left corner. Let's do one more round like that. So just moving through the torso, hips staying where they are. And then we're going to start to break free of the box, making it a little bigger. Grounding down. Moving your torso over your hips. You can bring in some movement of the head, shoulders, any dynamic movement that you feel is calling to you this morning. I really invite you to follow that today. And all the time connecting back with the breath. Let's switch direction of our circles. One more mindful breath here, inhaling, exhaling, making the circle smaller and smaller until we arrive back in center. From here, fingertips walk out, lifting right hand high to the sky and bending over to our left, grounding down through right sit bone, reaching long. And look up through the gap of your arm at the sky. Inhale, coming back up. Let's switch side. Left hand lifts, sinking down onto our right side. And rather than trying to crank down with the forearm on the right side, see if we can find length and a bit of lift on the left side. One more breath, inhale, exhale, inhale to rise. And then bringing opposite hand to opposite knees. So right hand onto left knee, left hand comes behind us, sitting tall, inhale. Then exhale, twisting to the back of the mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Back to center. Let's switch sides. Left hand, right knee. Right hand behind us. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotating to the back. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Back to center. Make your way to all fours. Hands and knees. Stacking shoulders over wrists, hips and knees in one line. Dropping belly down, turning your drishti, your gaze up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, rounding through the spine, chin to chest. Cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, rounding. We can make this a bit more dynamic. Again, anything intuitive that your body is needing, maybe coming all the way back over the heels, releasing the head, or maybe you're in your more linear cat-cows. One more breath, inhale, exhale, back to center. From here, tucking your toes under and pushing back into downward facing dog. Grounding down through your knuckles. Try to open through the shoulders. You might externally rotating in your shoulder joint. You can have a bend in the knees. So we're lengthening through the spine. And try not to put any labels on this first downward dog. We're still early in the class. Beautiful. Slowly walking yourself to the front of the mat, forward fold. Letting your head go, holding opposite elbows. Ragdoll, swaying, releasing your head. Letting yourself be heavy here. Releasing your hands and slowly rolling all the way up to standing Tadasana, mountain pose. And let's make this a nice active Tadasana, feeling the weight in your heels, grounding down through your feet, all 10 toes, lifting up through your kneecaps, engaging through your quads, tucking tailbone under so that we have a posterior tilt of the pelvis, drawing in belly button, lifting through the chest, opening through the shoulders, extending through the fingers, and finally tall through the crown of your head. So standing can be a very active posture in yoga. So here we're taking up space, feeling the strength of our body. Inhale, hands sweep. Hands touch, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back, lowering knees down and coming into a low chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, tucking your toes under, pushing yourself back, downward facing dog. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping to the front. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale, rising to stand. Hands into heart center, Anjali Mudra. Releasing your palms. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten your spine. Exhale, placing your hands down, stepping one foot back than the other. Knees down or up, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, pushing through your hands. Exhale, pulling back. Downward facing dog. So arriving back in stillness for a few breaths. Final breath, inhaling, exhaling. Looking to the front of your mat, bending your knees, stepping one foot forward then the other. Head and heart lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, inhale. Standing, palms touch overhead. Let's go again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walking or hopping back. Chaturanga. Inhale over the toes, upward facing dog. And exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. Engaging through your palms. So not compromising the spine here, long through the spine rather than heels on the mat. If your heels are close to touching, we can start to engage more through the legs. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping or jumping to the front. Inhale, head and heart lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising to stand. Hands to heart center. So we'll do one more. So we get A. We'll add in a little bit of spice this time. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting your palms, walking or stepping back. Lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, rolling up the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, rippling back forward into plank. One optional vinyasa here, lowering down. Inhale, up dog. Listening carefully, we're going back down to chaturanga. Pushing ourselves back up and meeting back in downward facing dog. From here, lifting right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog, and stepping through to the front of your mat. Grounding in the back foot. Inhale, rising up. Warrior one. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale, squaring up the pelvis. Exhale, 2, sinking a little lower, reaching high. Inhale, drishti to your thumbs. Exhale, 3. Inhale, opening up, warrior 2, bending through the front knee. Sinking down on your hips. Inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, exhale, 3. From here, extending through the front leg, opening your palms and reaching to the front of the room, coming down into triangle pose. Can be a nice place to add a block. I will move my blocks a bit closer. So hand can be on your thigh somewhere, on your leg, lower leg, maybe on a block. If you're easily reaching, you can pick up the big toe. We'll stay here for a few breaths, engaging through the right quad, grounding down through all 4 corners of both feet, so stable through our foundation. From here, releasing both hands to the mat, coming into an easy twist, planting your left hand on the mat, right hand lifts to the sky. And then releasing your hand to the mat, picking up your right foot, gently placing it back into a high plank, and then lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifting, 3-legged dog. Stepping through, placing your foot in between your hands, front of the mat. Grounding in the back foot. Inhale, rising up. Warrior one. Inhale, exhale 1. Drawing right hip bone back, right hip bone forward, left hip bone back. 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Inhale, opening up, warrior 2. Sinking down, inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3. Extending through the front leg, opening through the palms and reaching forward before we sink down. Triangle pose. Block maybe under your hand. If you're easily reaching, holding the big toe. Thinking about lifting through your right hand. So if you're collapsing, coming up a bit higher. Two more breaths here. Last one, inhale. Exhale, releasing hands to the mat, opening up into a twist. Growing a little taller, reaching a little higher with left hand. Inhale. And exhale, both hands to the mat, bringing your left leg back to the back of the mat, lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Looking to the front of your mat, bending your knees, walking or floating to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising to stand. Hands into heart center. If you have your blocks, let's place them at either side of you, front of the mat. I'm going to walk a little further back from the window. Bringing hands to heart center, shifting your weight over to your right foot, picking up your left knee, stork pose, and then shooting your leg back, warrior 3. Inhale, exhale 1. Kicking through the left foot, grounding down through the right foot. Inhale, exhale 2. And inhale, exhale 3. Releasing your hand either to blocks or on the floor. Standing splits, squaring up through the hips. Lifting tall through your left standing leg or reaching leg. Grounding down through your right foot. If you're easily there, you can hold behind the ankle of the right leg. Tight hamstrings. It's going to look maybe not the most graceful pose, but we're getting a lot of lengthening for the hamstring here. From here, stepping back, inhale, rising up, warrior 1. Just for a breath, and then extending through the front leg, hands to hips. Let's walk in the back foot, square off the hips, setting up for pyramid. Hands are coming either to reverse namaskar, palms touching, or we're having knuckles touching. Pyramid pose, inhale, little back bend, and exhale, folding forward over your front leg. Feeling your hands on your back, reminding you to lengthen through your spine, so we're not rounding yet. And then from here you can start to release your hands, maybe to blocks, maybe to the floor, rounding through the spine, coming a little deeper. Beautiful. Moving blocks out of the way, planting your hands on the mat. Stepping back and up, three-legged dog, and then right foot is stepping in between your hands, lowering the back left knee, low lunge, just for a breath. And then from here, we are coming back to sit in between the left heel. So we're sitting with heel on the outside, left buttock on the inside. We're going to add a block, if it's available, under both sit bones. So we're nice and even through the pelvis. Inhale to lift, exhale folding out over the extended right leg. Finding length as you inhale, exhale to sink a little deeper. One more mindful breath, inhale and exhale. From here, let's release the block. Coming to sit in between the heel again, maybe shuffling a little bit forward, and we're going to come back into our half hero pose. So drawing this left knee into the midline and finding where your edge is today. So we can be down on elbows, maybe even sitting up is enough. And if you're going to go all the way, we can come to lie down on our back, holding opposite elbows. If there's any pinching pain, coming up a little higher. So feeling here, nice opening in the psoas and the quad on the left leg. Inhale and exhale, slowly picking yourself back up. And let's go for the double hero. So folding your other leg behind you. So we're sitting in between both legs and walking back to wherever feels comfortable for you, bringing both knees together. Inhale. Exhale 1, we'll stay for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale 2, and inhale, exhale 3. Slowly climbing back up. Placing that left foot to the front, right foot to the front of the mat. Again, low lunge, we've been here before. Blocks on either side can be nice. And staying here, coming a little deeper in our lunge. No blocks, we're just having hands somewhere on the floor or up on fingertips, or if it's a little too hard, coming up with hand on the knee, pushing forward, opening through the chest. From here, starting to flex the front foot, moving your blocks back, finding half split. Again, hands where you like them, blocks or no blocks. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Removing any props, standing in the front knee, planting your hands on the mat and stepping back into downward facing dog. Looking to the front, stepping or floating up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shifting your weight over to the left foot this time, picking up your right knee, stork pose. Inhale, exhale, kicking that leg behind you, warrior 3. Making your body into a big capital T. And then blocks, or just hands to the floor, standing splits, lifting through the right leg, stamping down through the left foot. Inhale. Exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, and for that final breath, finding any more height, inhale, exhale 3, stepping back, rounding the back foot at a 45-degree angle, inhale, rising up, warrior 1, and then from here, extending the front leg, hands to your hips, stepping the back leg in a little bit, Reverse namaskar or knuckles. Inhale, tipping yourself back. And exhale, folding forward, pyramid pose. Releasing hands to the mat and folding in a little deeper as we round the spine. And then planting your hands, stepping back with your right foot and drawing left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Stepping through to the front of your mat, grounding your back right knee. Bringing a block with you as you come to sit on the inside of your right heel, sitting up high on a block. Tall through your spine, and exhale, folding over your front extended leg. Slowly coming up, removing the block, and then hero, half hero on this side, walking yourself down. Can close the eyes here, take a bit of a more restorative pose as we're lying on our back. Walking yourself gently back up. We'll go for the full hero one more time, so bringing that other knee back behind us, gently sitting in between your legs and seeing where your body comes to a stop here. Maybe you're not going all the way down, maybe up on elbows. Coming back up, left leg out in front, blocks come with you, low lunge, settling in for a few breaths. Inhale and exhale, flexing through the front foot, walking blocks back, half split. Two more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Blocks out of the way. Bending through your front leg, planting your hands and stepping back, downward facing dog. Looking to the front of your mat, stepping through to a seat, extending your legs long. Inhale to reach. And exhale, folding down. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Maybe seeing if there's any more space today, that we spent a fair bit of time on the hamstrings in this class. From here, releasing the feet and slowly rolling down, knees into chest. Planting your feet by your bottom so that the fingertips of your longest finger can touch your heels, and then climbing up onto your shoulder blades, driving up through the hips, the glutes, bridge pose. Finding 1 more centimeter of height here. Two more breaths. Inhale, exhale 1, and inhale, exhale 2. Rolling down, bringing feet wide apart, knees to touch, one hand on belly, one hand on heart. And then knees together this time, dropping knees over to the left, extending out to the right, straight arm or cactus arm. Gentle side stretch. If you want more, you can extend out through the bottom leg to help you come a little bit deeper. Back to center, evening out through the hips, and then both knees over to the right. Turning your head to the left, and you can extend out the bottom leg if you want a little bit more. Back to center, and then any final movements that your body is calling for today. My body is asking for some hip circles. That's where I'm going. Extending out one leg at a time, feet falling away from the body, setting up for corpse pose, Shavasana, our final pose for today. Bringing shoulder blades towards each other and making sure there's nothing that your body's touching, no blocks or water or anything, so you completely feel free in dead man's pose. Closing your eyes, just taking a few moments here in silence. Moving fingers and toes, ankles, wrists, stretching your body long, knees back into chest, give yourself a squeeze. Rolling over to one side, and then using your hand to come to sit back down on your mat, easy seat. Hands resting on your knees. You can have eyes still closed. And just seeing how you feel now. What is it like to be alive in this very moment? Can you feel heavy and light at the same time? Bring your hands to heart center, bowing down towards yourself. Namaste. Thanks for joining me here on the mat this morning. I hope you've enjoyed today's class. We worked a lot on the hamstrings today, so hopefully you're feeling a little more open. We will be back again soon. I hope to see you on the mat, and have a beautiful rest of your day.